Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my Quilting Live for another episode of Sew Sunday. Today is the 12th of 2020 already, January 12th. Hi, just seems like yesterday it was December. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications when I'm live, and like and share my videos. So yeah, I am right now just sewing up the table runner I posted in the group that I started working on with my scraps, and I think I showed you guys here. This is my little table runner that I started. I'm just going to finish putting it together as much as I can. I have a headache today, and I tried to nap. That didn't work, so I figured might as well just do this and try to complete it. So I have these, they're the cutoffs from using diamonds, it's the cutoffs, the triangle parts from, well, anything that you chop off the end, binding and so on. But these are all from diamonds. And then I have black, white, and gray as well. So I'm just going to incorporate sewing either a dark one to a light one of these or a dark one to one of these. I kind of think I'm just going to sew to these only. And I'm not making half square triangles. I'm actually making quarter square triangles, so they should come out like 3 inches or so. I think they're going to be like 2 3/4, 3 inches, somewhere around there when finished. So I'm going to just sew while we chat. Hi Vicki, hi Linda, hi Debbie, hi June, hi Chris, hi Pamela, hi all, welcome. So to make quarter square triangles, just so you know, if you guys want to use these bits of scraps that you guys cut off, I sew 2 together. I line them up like this, and instead of sewing down this edge, which would give you a half square triangle, that would be a half square triangle that way. Instead of sewing down that, I load 1 and I sew down this side right here, and then I grab another piece and sew down. I turn it the other way and start from the bottom side. I'll show you in a second. Oh, it would be nice if I changed everything from what I was doing last night. Had it on a large stitch for a bag. Aha, much better. So I'm kind of just going to grab random pieces and put them together because I really don't care if they're in any specific order. So these ones will go together like this. So I will put them right sides together and sew down this side now. And then, hi Rowena, when I open them, because they're chain pieced together, when I open them, they will be like this. And I should have put this on that side. So I'm trying to separate them so that they go on 2 different sides. So hold on, let me make another little piece where it's on the correct side. It takes me 2 seconds to do this. So let's grab this one and a white again, just because I want it on the correct side. Sew it through. It always gets me every time. Anyway. There we go. So now it's on the correct side. So now I have these 2 pieces like that, and I just put them right sides together. And if you press to the dark or whatever color, one specific color, like if I always press to these pieces, then it should nest right up and be super duper flat, like you wouldn't even know. And then I sew down the long seam. And then we get a quarter square triangle. I think these are going to be 2.5. Let's see right now. 2.5. So yeah, they're 2.5. So there's a quarter square triangle. And I'm just going to sew a ton of them together. So now that I got this piece, I'm going to put one on here that goes opposite of it. Like that. Gray, that'll work. And then I'll try chain piecing them through like I usually do when I make these. Just got to pay attention to the order that I want them in. So I'll finger press that. Put these two right sides together. Nest it up. And then I'll chain piece a whole ton of them. And I don't care the order. Like I said, these are just random. Sewing half square triangles. This is better. Yeah, I don't know. I make half square triangles out of them sometimes, but they become so small that I don't know what to use them in. I mean, I do know what to use them in because I get very creative, but sometimes I don't really want to use them that small because then they come out to be like 1.5 inch, 1 to 1.5 inch half square triangles when they're sewn together that way. I make them into quarter square triangles so that if you want to trim them down to 2.5 inch block, you know, because it's just a little bit bigger. They're not all exactly the same. So this one's like 2 3/4. But if you line your little ruler up, one of these, on a diagonal on the 45 degree, you can trim it down to 2.5. And then you can use these with 2.5 inch squares and then throw these in randomly or put them all together in one thing, and you get a better, I guess, an easier number out of it for bigger size stuff. And I know a lot of us have a ton of these. I mean, I just cut 160 times 2 off of the big quilt that I just did. I have tons of them. So when I get a chance to sit, and I just sit like I'm doing now, I'll just sit and sew these together and over and over and over. And these are, for me, I don't know, it's easier to make a quarter square triangle than it is to make a half square triangle with these. So I'm just grabbing 2 random colors and sewing them together. So yeah. I have been binge watching your videos today. You are full of some tricks. Well, I try to be. Except for last night's Insomniac video. I can't believe that I cannot sew a clam bag. And today my head hurts, so I went on a couple live streams today and watched other people's live streams, but I just could not. I don't want to wrap my head around making a clam bag just yet, so I will look it up another day and finish the other purse panel later today or tomorrow or something when I'm in the mood. And now I am not in the mood. That thing was so frustrating. It's crazy how frustrating some things in the quilting and sewing things can be, especially when it comes to zippers. I thought I was a pro at zippers already, but I guess not. So I just remember that every time I sew one together, if I sew my one piece on the top, then I'm going to sew this one towards the bottom. Let's just do this black. And just sew and sew. Normally I mindlessly sew these and I just keep sewing and sewing and sewing and then putting them together, but for my table topper, I want to blend all these through, so I want to make sure that I get it sort of looking half decent. Oh, sewing nothing. Last night I broke a needle. Oh, that was crazy interesting. Pay attention, Tiffany. Pay attention. Okay. Sometimes I have to sit and turn these. Yeah, they're going in my table runner. Did you just join? For those that are just joining, the rest of the scraps are right here so far in my table runner. If I hold it up high enough, you can see the whole thing. This is my table runner. It's a little bit on the funky side with black, white, and gray. But all these will be next, the next border. And I'll just turn them, turn them, turn them, turn them until these go all the way around, and then finish it off with either a gray or a white. And it should be plenty big enough. We have a round table in our dining room, so I can't really put too, not round, but oval, I guess. So I can't really put too long or too square, because then it kind of seeps into the corners where it's rounded on our kitchen table. So I'd rather just make them smaller. I don't know. Less junk to pile up and clutter on them, I guess, the smaller they are. But yeah. Hi, Anna. They would look great, 2.5-inch strips. Beautiful. Hi, Delilah. All right, so just like spinning these in my brain. I should just piece them all together without putting them in twos, but I kind of find it easier to chain piece in the set because, and I'll tell you why in 2 seconds. Let me just hook this to a dark color. Hoping I have enough of those. If not, it don't matter. I'll make it all work somehow. The reason why I pay attention to my sets, because every time I clip apart two, like this, then these two are already in the correct direction that I want them. So all I would do is finger press them to my desired, or press them with the iron, but I don't see no point in pressing with the iron because these are small enough and they are not very stretchy in the mold that they're in. So then I just slide them through like that, and then you grab the next two from the top like this, and you can just kill two birds with one stone, if that makes any sense. So the next two would go together. So I kind of put my pairs together as I'm chain piecing in the beginning. So that way I just pull from the top when I'm ready, and I already have my sets of twos sewn together like that. Just snip them apart, finger press, and these little things, I don't care how crappy you are of a sewer or how good you are of a sewer. These are, and I'm going to bring it close to the camera. These are so easy to line up perfect points every time because they're small. Something about really small blocks and small pieces, the points come together beautifully every single time if you use your 1/4-inch seam, obviously. And I never have issues when I do little hourglass or 1/4 square triangle blocks. I never have issues with these. So again, they're just sewn together in sets of two like that. So then I just snip them apart, and the sets of two get finger pressed and sewn together. And it goes pretty darn quick if I'm not, screwing around and doing other things. My video looks kind of clear today. Surprising. I had to reset the internet box before even coming on. It didn't want to work properly. So I just kind of sit here, and sometimes I just watch TV while I do this. I'll sit and turn something on, and you really don't have to pay attention. So I'll sit and stare at the TV, and I'll grab what I need next and look at the TV and just sew them. Most of the time I don't pay attention though, but I am, only because of what these are going for. So again, they were in sets of twos, and these points come out perfect every single time, like literally no issues. Linda says, I want to make a quilt that is more fluffy, like a comforter, so I bought a 1/2-inch high loft batting. I don't have a long arm, so I'm in a dilemma as to how to finish it. Straight sewing lines. If you want it to turn out like a comforter, you know how so most comforters aren't even stitched like most people think. They're really, really stitched horribly. The best way to do it, if you want it to be like a comforter, first find out your distance that you are supposed to, like the batting's quilting distance. They make batting that you can quilt within 10, and there is a one that's within 10 inches. I don't remember what brand it was, but it's for people who tie quilts. I would say do the tie quilt method, where you put your batting down first, and then you put your quilt backing face up and your quilt top face down. So all the way around, except for one end, you can either leave an opening or leave the whole end open. Flip the whole thing around, go through the pieces, flip it around, and then seal off the end and stitch all the way around the whole thing, and then go into this, a couple areas, like in a comforter. Most comforters are like a circular stitch, and then another circular stitch like 5 inches away from that, and then another circular stitch, or they have some weird whatever. Just add some stitching. You can even, if it's like, say, 5-inch squares, cross this 5-inch square, skip to the next 5-inch square down, and just do a cross stitch every other, you know what I mean, holding whatever in 2 different directions all the way down. Then you got yourself a comforter style, and it'll stay puffy, and when it gets washed, the fabric will shrink. The batting, some battings shrink a lot, some don't. It'll all shrink, and it'll give that more puffy comforter look. Just make sure that you pay attention to the batting directions of where to quilt it, because that would be the best way to get a comforter style quilt. The other option is to put a quilt top over a comforter. Put it right side down over a comforter, stitch all the way around, flip it to the side of the comforter that you want to be seen on the back side, and actually stitch around it, and bam, you got yourself a comforter quilt. And that could be done on a domestic sewing machine. You don't need a long arm for that, nor for the other way that I just said. But if you want it to be comforter style, that would be the best way to do it. My first couple quilts, when I first started, like I said, I've told you guys before, I didn't have anything. I did tear apart a children's twin comforter, and my kids were done with it. They didn't want what was it? It was Tinkerbell. They didn't want it no more, and I ripped all the Tinkerbell fabric and everything off of it, and threw that into the rag pile, and then just took the batting, which was in great condition, and used the batting as quilt batting, just for me to tear up sheets and sew them back together again. Yeah. Because in the beginning, I didn't know. I had a lot of fun, though. Did lots of stuff. Had lots of fun. Lots of learning experiences. And then I kind of just took off like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. Just shoot. I was on this roll. Got myself a flow going. And use a walking foot. Yes, Pamela, thanks for that reminder. I don't typically always use the walking foot, though. If you sew with just a regular sewing foot, if you don't have a walking foot, you can sew with a regular sewing foot and not have issues. Just I would say with that, I sometimes, depending on how thick the batting is, and I've learned my lesson with this a lot of times to prevent puckering, kind of just a slight tug as you're quilting with a regular foot, just slightly tug it so that you're pulling both layers of fabric through at the same exact time. That way, by the time you get to the opposite end, you don't have like a big fold over or not plucked, you know what I'm saying? A flip over tuck. That's the word I was looking for. Because I've sure had my share of tucks. Scott's probably going to come in here in a second because he's going to go to the grocery store and he's going to ask me if I need anything from the store because that's what he does. Every time. So I'm just paying attention to how I want these. This one goes on the bottom, so flip that. That one on top. I'm trying to pay attention here. Hi, Terry. I was worried about getting all that fluff through my throat plate because it's not very long and not very big. Well, if you're going to make it like...
we're going to go get groceries. We'll be right back.
If you're going to make it comforter style, you can even put a free motion quilting foot on and just do like I said, like a comforter has the stitching. Just take your free motion quilting foot and stitch this way, make a curve, come back, up the other way, make a curve, just like a comforter has. Did I go both ways on that? Yes, sir. Yeah, I would have fun with it though. Hi, Linda, the other Linda. You get my email about last night's stream on the zipper? No, I did not. I didn't check my email last night. As soon as I was done, I got offline and I went into the room and I was so frustrated. I just turned my show on and watched that and I didn't even bother with anything else. Like I said, that's why I haven't sewn it today or wanted to finish it. Yeah, I'm mad about how it came out. I think I flipped something wrong, or maybe I was supposed to put something on top of something I have no idea. I just know that it did not come out the way I had anticipated, I guess. Because it did come out. I mean, it's a bag, and I broke a needle while making it, but whatever. I had fun, couldn't sleep. That's what I do. I make things, and if it works, it works. It don't, it don't. But I'll check it later. I have to check my email anyway because I ordered stuff and yeah, I don't know when it's coming, so I have to look. Okay. Thank you much. Hi, Misty. Did I say hi? Okay, yeah. Let's see. I have some caramels. I'll have some caramels. How funny. Hi, Greener Pastures. Hi, Teresa. How's your husband? Everybody wants to know. Debbie, hi. Terry said hi, Teresa. And Linda says, I tried to explain it in my email. Okay. Well, I'll read it because I'm already 100% confused about it. So I'll make sure that I read my email later. And yeah, that way I could figure it out for the next bag. Maybe verbal instructions and or written instructions is better than watching a video. I don't know. And actually, a lot of the videos, and I've noticed this because I've been watching bag videos, anytime I've ever seen a bag video for those little clam-looking pouches, they actually don't have a lip on them. And so for those of you who didn't get to watch last night's video, here is what I made. It's a little quilted bag, and the little pouch with the zipper that I'm talking about is this dumb thing that did not come out. It's got what I thought was supposed to be a recessed zipper. Technically it is, but I made it happen that way. And then the form didn't come with cutout corners, so I kind of just sewed it down, along the bottom, creating so where it could sit, But it really is horrible, horrible, horrible. My zipper, like everything looks good except for my exposed seams, but some of the seams are not exposed. So I tried to do a French seam to cover it, and it still didn't cover the seam. So I don't know what I did wrong. I probably didn't flip something right or turn something. I could do zippers the other way on bags like this across the top now. I don't know how to do a recessed zipper yet. I haven't done that. But I know how to do front zippers and inside zippers, but for the life of me, I don't know how to do a clam bag zipper. And I got to figure it out because I have another bag to make. All right, which way was I on? Okay, I'm on a new one. So let's put it in the top. So again, I'll look at the emails later. Teresa says he's doing pretty good. Scott is a good man. Yeah, he does the grocery shopping. I don't do grocery shopping. Reason for me not grocery shopping is because I have a bad habit of buying all the things that are microwavable. Oh wait, microwavable. Oh wait, microwavable. I don't really buy healthy food. I don't want to cook. I don't find a need to cook. If I can't throw it on 2 pieces of bread, like a ham sandwich or peanut butter jelly, or if I can't make it in 5 minutes or less in the microwave, I don't want it. You know, I do love my home cooking, don't get me wrong, but I kind of lean towards TV dinners, like tonight's dinner, right before coming on. I had a TV dinner. Why? Because it was delicious. Secondarily, it was quick and easy, and I was running late, and I ate it in the 13 minutes it took me to finally come online. So yeah, because I was supposed to be on exactly at 5, and I had everything ready, but then I was like, maybe I should eat first real quick, so I ate first real quick. So he does the grocery shopping and buys things so that I will get off my butt and cook, and that he'll cook too. He still buys me TV dinners, but in moderation when he shops. Instead of when I shop, I buy all TV dinners. I'm really lousy with that. Sometimes I just don't want to do it. I just throw it in the microwave and go. I'm pretty sure more of you are like that, though. Try how cute you've been working on a tote bag myself. You know, these little tote bags are super easy. If you want to make, because that's what I'm doing with these. I'm giving these to the girls that I watch. These are so easy. The little bag, I didn't need the directions for the bag. I just cut out the template from the thing. So even since that was in Japanese, I was still able to get a bag out of it. And the girls will use this to put their doll clothes in, because they have tons of play dolls here or whatever they want. They got foam blocks. They'll probably fill it with all sorts of stuff. And Triana likes to pretend she's shopping in her toy bin. So she'll throw a bunch of stuff and then she'll drag it to another room and go, look what and she'll just line the toys up. And so I figured, if you have grandkids and stuff like that, for those of you with grandkids or nieces and nephews and kids yourselves, these little things, they may be kind of cheesy, but just a layer of batting. It has, lining as well. Doesn't need pockets, doesn't need zippers, doesn't need anything. Put some handles on it. The kids literally have so much fun. They'll play dress up, or they can use them if make it a little bit bigger. If parents, to come to grandma's house, with your bag filled with some clothes for overnight, like a little overnight bag or whatever. They're actually quite convenient. You can make them even bigger for groceries and so on and so forth. But I mean, it's all could be. I wish that my camera was clear so you guys can see it, and I didn't post it because I was so mad about the little pouch last night. I was so mad I didn't even want to post to the Facebook group. Maybe I will when I complete the other one and actually get it correct. But these are great, great, great for gifts if somebody needs a bag for something or whatever. So then you don't need directions for that. You just follow the video. You didn't even need the cut. You just cut out some squares and go make a bag. Friday was a week since surgery. Steroids are keeping him from getting enough sleep. He still can't read very well. And Teresa says, is that cute? And Mary's here. Hello. Wow, cool. It takes time to tell him to have patience. Teresa says, he's home. He's not in the hospital. Hi, Ampy. We have excuses for not wanting to cook. Yeah, it's this right here. I want to do this instead. And now I'm just chit-chatting. I'm not even sewing. Look at me. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. Did I say that? Okay. And then let's see. I cook too much for 2. That's what you need to come here, Vicky. You need to come here and cook for me. All the times you're saying you're cooking something, it's like I'm drooling for food. My goodness. I used to cook all the time. I think after 4 kids and lots of meals, and now that they're not here no more, it's like, why should I even bother? It's just me, Scott, and Cyrus kind of does his own thing. He's a teenager, so teenagers are picky, you know. Very, I mean, he's not a picky eater. He'll eat a lot of different things, but in retrospect, he is picky. He wants, right now, he's in that stage where he wants pizzas and just simple, easy stuff. He doesn't want mom's cooking. So, yeah. Like I made eggs, ham and eggs the other night with toast, and I was like, I'll make a little bit extra. Do you want some? And he's like, no, I don't. So obviously he didn't get no eggs because he didn't want any. I'm trying to start blending these pieces. Like, I think I'm using the same ones over and over again. Ah, there's one I haven't used yet. Hi, Faith. I just put turkey tetrazzini in the oven, and we have oatmeal bread in the bread machine. Oh, see, look at you guys. All the food, the ones of you that do cook and aren't like me. Better take a picture and post it. I will, Teresa. I just was so mad last night that I did not want to take a picture. I didn't want to do anything. I just finished my live stream. Technically, it was this morning because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I just finished my live stream. I turned off the iron. I turned off the lights. I turned everything off the computer. And I went to my room, turned my TV on, put my show on, and just sat in bed and was like, yeah, I want to figure this out, but I didn't want to watch videos to, you know, help myself. I just wanted to watch my show. I didn't want to worry about the little bag. And what I did wrong, I will learn what I did wrong soon enough. When I finally figure the other one out. I'm just going to watch a ton of videos to figure it out. I'm black on that one. I think I'm going to run out of these before I run out of these. I'm going to have to sew them together. I might have to just not pay attention, I guess. It just gave me a great idea for my granddaughter's birthday. Mine loves Minnie Mouse and the color pink. We'll go get some Minnie Mouse and color pink fat quarters and make a bag. Because technically, to make a bag that size, you need a fat quarter for the outside and a fat quarter for the inside. And when you're cutting off your fat quarter for the, you know, the length and stuff, those are your straps on the side. Bam! 2 fat quarters will make a bag. And some scrap batting, done. Gift complete. Not too hard. Quite simple. On keto diet, learning new dishes, or I don't even know how do you say that, keto or keto. I don't know. Isn't that all protein? Is that all protein diet? I'm not sure how that works. Pay the tickets and I'll come. Yeah, if I had the money, Vicky, trust me, a lot of you would be coming to visit me if I had money. I don't mean money because you're using me for money. I meant I would purposely have you guys come out and stay with me. Just so I can, you know, one visitor a week, one for 1 week, and then have someone else the next week. And my husband would probably be drove crazy. He would be like, Tiffany, stop having people here. And I would be like, well, stop giving me the checkbook. If only I could be a millionaire. I would be a fun millionaire. Very fun millionaire. I would probably have my millions spent really quick. Well, we all would because we have this wonderful hobby that is very expensive. I would somehow buy me or enter myself with money into some kind of thing to win a lifetime supply of fabric where it never ends, you know? And I just have fabric all the time, every day. I did white already. Let's do black. Let's see, I do tell him that it'll take time. Be patient. Hi everyone. I said hi Lisa. My grandmother would love a tote with Minnie. Empty sewing can come cook for me. Need to drop about 15 pounds. I actually gained some weight finally. I was on those steroids and I ate quite a bit more than I normally would. So I actually, and the doctors like when I can keep my weight up. So I didn't have to struggle with keeping my weight up, and I gained a couple pounds, 7 to be exact, more than I normally weigh. Can't really tell, but it's good for me because my gastrointestinal doctor likes when I can keep my weight up. He doesn't want me to be fat, but he doesn't want me to be the skin and bones that I've been for a very long time. Okay. Key 2. So it's actually pronounced Key 2. Interesting. Key 2 diet. I don't really do diets or eat healthy. I'm far from it. Hi Sharon. High fat, low carb. Oh, that works. My husband, Scott, would eat, when he was working out, weightlifting, he'd eat high carbs, high protein, high fat, high everything diets. Just a really high calorie diet every day with random whatever. I don't want white next to white. Let's do, what color is that? Gray. I don't want black next to black either. Running out of choices here. I'm just paying attention to these though. Let's see what I got though. I'm going to stop at this one and go back to the beginning and sew them in sets of 2. No, keto. Yep, so happy with my husband. And he's not happy about it. I told him not to worry, it'll come back off. I liked the quilt you did with the 2 jelly rolls. Very pretty. Yes, it's, I was thinking one night, and I wrote it down. Sometimes I write things down on the notepad on my phone. Sometimes I write them down on paper. Sometimes I scribble them on just a random piece of paper around the house, whether it be a bill or something. I have a bad habit of doing that. But yeah, it was one of my scribbles, and I wrote down the idea. I've seen so many jelly roll races over the years, and I made plenty of them, and they just seemed boring. I wanted it to be lively. So Floating Gems was me thinking that jelly roll races need more excitement. So that's what I did. So it's not really called a jelly roll race, although it's put together like one. Quite simple, quite fun. And it gave me more of these in a pile over there. So many triangles. But I will put all those together. I don't know if I want to border mine though. If you guys make it, you can border it. But I looked at it and I'm like thinking a thin white border all the way around would finish it off. But then I'm thinking I want to leave it the way it is. Sometimes I have to look at it. That's why I just put the video on without a border. So you guys can choose for yourselves if you want to or not. Because that's on you if you want. Some people don't want borders. Some people do. 66 by 80 is good lap size anyway, just with the 2 jelly rolls. You would think 2 jelly rolls would give you a bigger quilt, but no. I didn't add much backing fabric, so it doesn't get that much bigger. But it's very fun to make. But most of the time, I don't have an appetite thinking about asking the doctor for medical marijuana for my glaucoma and appetite. I don't think the medical, unless you're smoking it, I don't know. I did edibles. It doesn't help with anything. I don't think it even helped with pain. It helps me fall asleep if I take enough of it. I would pass out. I never got hungry though. But I know people that use the medical marijuana for food to be able to eat. I don't have a problem with that. I eat and I don't eat. I go through stages. But I do have an appetite when I do eat. I eat a lot, like I'm a binge eater, I guess. I eat a lot of junk. I binge eat it. I could take a whole pumpkin pie and eat it myself, you know. I don't, but I can. So I guess that shows that I do have an appetite. The doctor shouldn't have a problem giving me that time. I'm working on my floating gems. I really love this. You need to do more tutorials like this. I have plans to throughout the year. Okay, that took me 3.5 days of recording and a day of editing. Like I literally, and I exhaust myself because I come in here, make the video for a little while, and then leave the room because I have other things to do. And then I come in here, do a little whatever, and then I leave the room for a while. And so the days go by, and it seems like I never got anything done. And I still have other videos that need to be done, and I'm thinking about those at the same time. And I'm making the one saying, oh, this is taking forever, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. And then 2 hours of that was spent untangling. I didn't even record any of that because that's why I stopped and told you guys to make sure you're wrapping that because, oh my goodness. We literally, CJ and Scott, we had some of it start. I was starting to roll it in here. And CJ took it out the door, into his room, down back the hall the other way, and then back up into here so we could sit and untangle. 2 hours of untangling. It was a lot of untangling. So that's why I said there's got to be a way to like just roll it up. So sew a couple, trim your little triangles off, roll it up. Sew a little bit more, trim the triangles, roll it more, you know, because that was very, very big disaster of a mess for me. But it still came out. It didn't ruin the fabric. It didn't stretch anything or anything like that. It laid just fine. So whatever you find to do for yourself, share it with the group when you take your picture and show everyone what you made. It's very fun, though. It was a very, very fun quilt to make. I'm already ready to quilt it, too. I just don't know when it will go on the frame. I was thinking I'd just use a white sheet on the back, since I do have a white one over there, just ready for me to use. That's what I like about sheets. I could just use it whenever I want when I have it. You know, don't have to wait to buy any fabric. I have a sheet. Oh, stay. That one tried to shift on me. Hi, Diane. The doctor. When you and I would get along great. I like jump too, hence why I need to drop 50 pounds. Misty said hi to Diane. Bruce said hi. Hi, Brenda. I'm having a headache kind of night, but I'll live. Tammy. I think that's too much. Hi, Brenda. A combo of depression and ALS. That's why I missed you all. Glad to see all of you here. Rolling it on a great nut spotter. That works. Let me tell you. Like, I have all these empty bolts around here and all sorts of boxes. So I just used the box lid and a bolt when I was going the opposite way. So, yeah, I made sure it was rolled up. Once it's, you know, rolled up and everything's trimmed off and stuff, just neatly lay it, you know, roll it on top of itself, lay half of it to about this side and about half of it to the other side of you, and just sew. I think that would be easier. It was fun, though. Very effective method of making a quick quilt. Just for me, it took days because I couldn't sit in here all at once. I had to, you know, do other things and make the video as well. So like I was getting at, I do plan to do other videos and show you guys more different angles and stuff, but it's just harder for me to do that, and live is so much easier for me. And once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can actually do more like front up tutorials, because I could just use my phone on the stand and I could say, okay, this is what we're doing, and then move you guys back. I know, make you busy and all, but I can move, once it's on a stand, it's okay, and then move it back this way, and or use the tablet that Justin brought me to use, you know, on a stand, which I can move from any position around the machine so you can see everything, and then around this area and you can see everything, and it'll be clearer like the video I just posted, because that's the quality of the cameras, you know. The tablet, the iPad tablet thingy has actually a really, really good camera, really good video quality, but the speaker is not very good, the sound. So I'll have to hook up some kind of external speaker or something to it. But other than that, it's pretty good quality. I haven't made videos on it yet, though, because I don't have a stand, and it doesn't have a case or anything. So I don't even know how I would stand it up without it falling, because it's pretty slippery slick. My phone, though, I have stand things that are falling apart, but they still work. Hi, Jody. That quote was awesome. This is hi today, Dr. Jody. I said hi. And that sounds great. We'll do that. Love, live. It's BS that you have to have 1,000 subscribers to use. Yeah, it is. Just like, oh my goodness, I did not know that this happens, but it does. Okay, so when I'm, this whole COPPA or whatever it is thing, when I record and upload a made video, this has happened now with the last 3 videos from my phone. When I record, edit, and then upload a video to YouTube, the upload is done. My phone says it's done like 6, 12, 18 hours later. It says it's done. I'll go over to YouTube. My video's not there. I'll go over to my phone, to the tablet, everything. Cannot find the video. Hours upon hours upon hours. That video that came on yesterday or the day before, whatever, it was actually on the night before. It was already done and uploaded. You guys didn't even see it till like 2 in the afternoon or something like that, my time. I have no idea where it goes or what it does. And then the first couple hours, until I go onto the computer to edit the video from the computer, the first couple hours, it won't allow comments or anything, because a video upload from my phone doesn't allow me to choose those COPPA settings that the live stream does. So I can't automatically, and even though my page is automatically not for children, my phone does not set that at that, and it doesn't have an option. So when I upload from a secondary device for a video, you guys can't comment or anything until I change it for it to come available from the computer when it does come available. So I spent the whole day somewhere in YouTube land with you guys not being able to see it, and it was uploaded already the night before. How weird is that, right? So I can't wait to do live streaming more from different devices, because then I'm not subject to only having to use this computer, but I can go in the garage on a Sew Sunday and quilt on the long arm in a live stream instead of just being stuck here. Obviously, we'll have to figure out a mount situation, because my mount out there, as you guys know, wiggles and jiggles pretty darn bad, and I don't know how to fix that. Me too, and I prefer live. I prefer live. I love live stream. I like chatting with you guys. I like live stream because if you want to ask while I'm doing something, you can ask while I'm doing it, as opposed to when I post a video and some of you guys are guilty of this. I am too. When I post a video and you're watching it, you're allowed to comment in the bottom while you're watching it. Just scroll down to the comments. You can read the comments while watching the video, or you can comment. Some of you comment, dang it, I was just going to tell you to do that, but this is not live stream, so you cannot tell me to change something or do that, or I was just getting ready to say this, or I was just getting ready to say that, you know, because you're not on a live stream, and you know, the way you can comment in the sections that you're watching the video. So you can comment at 5 minutes in, and you can comment while you're still watching it an hour in. You know, the comments come through to me, you know, in sections, and I'm like, but you're still watching the video. You could have either commented in the beginning or commented in the end. Nothing wrong with comments, guys. I just mean the ones that come through saying, oh, I was just thinking that you should have changed that around, or I think you should have turned that one red, or that one's upside down, Tiffany, you should have turned it. You can't do that in a live stream. I mean, you can only do that in a live stream where you guys can catch me and turn. I could turn a piece or something. Can't do it when it's already done in the video, though. That's why I like live stream. Did that make any sense? I hope it did. I'm not complaining about anything. I just think live stream is better, because I'm guilty of saying 5 minutes into a video, wait, why did you do that? And then 10 minutes further into the video, they finally realized that they had to change something. So I'm guilty of it, but I just think it's funny. A live stream is so much easier because you can actually catch me. Stop. You know, I just wish it could be clearer. That's all. I like it clearer. Oh, well, I'm going fast now. For your live, Linda, what are you making now? I guess I missed the very beginning. I am making quarter square triangles, or hourglass blocks, if that's what you want to call them. Just making them and making them. Right now I'm finger pressing the ones in front of me so I can chit chat and read, because my paying attention to sewing is not working very well. But these are all for this. For those of you just joining, this is my table runner I'm making out of scraps. This is all scraps from remember my big diamond quilt, A Girl's Best Friend? These are the scraps from it, except for this gray border. This is the scraps from what I had cut for binding for another one of the quilts that I did for that project, you know, because I did 4 quilts from the fabric line that I had. You know, I had 40 fat quarters, and I made 4 quilts out of it, and now this is going on project number 2 of its scraps. So this is my table runner, and it's not going to be too big, but it's not too small either. But I just figured I'd do something with the scraps from this. And these are those little triangles that you get when you cut out just the quilt pattern that I just did. These are the little triangle cutoffs. This is why I use a ruler to cut instead of scissors, so that I have straight lines. And 90% of these are already one specific size. There's going to be a couple that will be not the right size, but 90% of them are the same exact size, and all I'll have to do is trim off the dog ears and then sew them together. They should all be the same exact size, because I trimmed them all the same when I took them off the quilt that they went to. So they should all be the same. I choose to do this usually over making half square triangles, because then I would be making, if this makes any sense, for some of you it does, some of you don't. If I was to sew these two together, try to hold these at a 1/4 inch seam, lay it here, it will finish at a 2-inch square. Once it's inside of a quilt, it will be even smaller. So I mean, 2.5 inch that I can throw in with any 2.5 inch stuff, and or 2 inch, and then I have to change all my measurements for everything else. So I kind of prefer to sew them together in hourglasses or quarter square triangles, whatever you have. Some people call them totally different things. I'd say both most of the time. Getting out of the house helps with depression. Even taking a trip does wonders. Yeah, that's not going to happen for me ever, Diane. But then I try not to get depressed. Oh, you guys keep me happy. Betty was using a picture to stand up my tablet. I was using a picture to stand up my tablet Slowing Down Joe. Hi, all. New kid on the block here. Welcome, Slowing Down Joe. Is it just Joe? Joe, are you slowing down? Welcome to my chat, my So Sunday. I'm a bit silly, if you haven't noticed. I have fun here. Even when I have headaches. Even when I'm in an MS tech, I still do what I can to do what I can and get things done. So welcome, Betty. That's why I'm trying to get into the assisted living. Misty says, where can I find some snips like you're using now? You know, I actually 100% have been, this is, I just say three times now, I have tried to contact the company where I got these so that I can have them customly engraved for, you know, to give away or sell or whatever to do with them. These came from an online company. Their name is in my email. I cannot get to it right now. Something metal. It has to do with metal or aluminum something supply. They're just cheap little pressed things. My friend Michelle actually got a pair for me to test them to see if she likes them, and they're absolutely awesome. I have a pair out. I have a pair here, and then on the other sewing desk, I have them everywhere. And then I have like a drawer with 6 in them, and a bunch of different colors. And I've been trying to see if I can't get a large supply instead of buying one pair at a time, so that I can get them engraved with my name on them, and or just Tiffany's Quilting Life or something. So hopefully in the future I can get that. But I love these things. They're no name brand. It's like something you would get on Amazon by bulk, but I cannot find them by bulk. You can only buy them one at a time. So I bought a ton of pairs when I first got them because I love them. So they work great at the long arm. The ones I have on the long arm are hooked on my little hooky mabobber thingy that I have, my retractable lanyard out there on the long arm. I love these things. But there's a no name for them. If I can ever get the information, I'll let you guys know. Please like and share if you would like to help Tiff. Hi, Slow Down Joe. Most of us really like live stream. Hi, Anna. Jody, love the quilt you did with the strips and diamonds. So pretty. I have great ideas. Well, thank you, Jody. June, hi, Joe. I think I've met you somewhere else. Quilts, maybe? June's asking. Debbie Eaton from Tennessee. Welcome. Slowing down, Joe says, yes, from Quilts. Well, that's probably where you found me then, because I am always on talking with T. Very pretty. Thank you, Pamela. I know a lot of your various quilting channels. Glad you can all be here. Yeah, I know you all from various channels as well. But I'm actually very, now let me start doing this again. I'm very, there's a word for it, active in my YouTube community with other YouTubers, as well as you guys. But I do chat with a lot of other YouTubers and you guys in other groups. So, and I just found other ones that I've been going on. Lauren Moreno. Yeah, I think that's her name. She's a bag maker. She usually has purple, pink, blue, other colored hairs. Purple hair is her hair right now. I just found her channel, and now I've been going on her late night lives. Or she goes on whenever she goes on, but I was curious about other kinds of making bags, so that's why I found her channel and started going on chit-chatting there. So, but she's not a quilter, so obviously none of her people I'll know, because it's just for bag making, and she makes her bags on an industrial machine. Tiff, you are such a great motivator. Get up and do it, guys. It's Sunday. You need to sew on Sunday. That is what Sunday is for. Sunday is for pulling out that machine, some fabric, and just, even if it's scraps like what I'm doing today, because I did not feel like playing with that stupid bag that I really sucked at. I am not doing that again. No, that I have to, but I don't want to. So that's why I did not come on and do that right now. I'm seeing lots of familiar names. Yes, you are great at motivating me. Huh? quarter square triangles. I'm glad you're doing good today. She says I can get those at my local sewing machine. I've never seen these snips at my local shop. Sorry, Tiffany, it's a picture stand that I use. Okay. Diane. Didn't think you liked lanyards. I have one on the long arm, this one. And then the one from you, Diane, is right behind me. I haven't figured out what to put on it yet. I don't know if I'm going to take this out to the long arm and put my other snips, because I have a pair of these out the long arm too. The super sharp snips. I prefer these guys, but I think I'm going to put the other pair of these I have on this so that it's around my neck, because when I'm on the back side of the machine, I always have to go back around to the front of the machine because that is my only lanyard with my snips on it. So it's nice to actually have more than one pair of scissors out there. It's just hard because people drag my crap around out there. I can't say people, I could say the babies get into my junk out there. So I think what I'm going to do is put these next to me so I can see what I'm doing here. So I can pay attention better. Pat Sloan has great sight. I've been on all those. Good idea, Betty. I've been watching her too, Tiffany. Do you use your Fiskars rotary cutter and rotor combo? I just bought half price at Joann's and was wondering what you thought of that. I never bought a Fiskars rotary cutter and combo. I have lots of Fiskars rulers. I buy those at Walmart. One of them came from Anna. She's here. But I bought the Fiskars rulers, except for the pink one, my favorite, my pink one. I got that at Joann's. Most of my rulers are actually all Fiskars. I read them easier than other rulers. Like I have a friend at her house, she has the Omnigrids. I don't know why. Something about the pink, the yellow highlighted lines or the yellow tint of the rulers kind of confuses me. Just like the orange on the outsides of these kind of messes with me too. I prefer these though because I read them better. I guess it's just my eyes. And rotary cutters, I actually don't have Fiskars. I have Olfa and Libao, Labio. I don't even know how to say that. And then the other one is a no-name brand. And this one is a Singer. I love my Singer one because it's got a big handle. And I actually have another one in case this one ever breaks or falls apart. I actually have two of these. Where did I get these? I got these at Ross. That's where I got these, at Ross. They were in the craft section. Ross doesn't really have much of a craft section, let me tell you. They have some scissors. They randomly had these one time that I was there. They were $12.99, and it came with an extra blade. And they have scissors, and what else was it? They have pens, color pencils, watercolor markers, and then things to do painting really. But yeah, I found that there just by chance, and when I went back the next, because Scott says they go get another one because that's a good deal because these costed way more, and he goes, that's a good deal, go get another one. I went back the next day, there was one left, so I bought the last one, and I've never seen them there since, ever. So that was cool that I got it. And I got that last one because now I have a backup in case anything happens to that one because I love the way this fits in the hand. Don't get me wrong. Teresa sent me the Olfa. You guys could see it over there, or probably not. The 60 millimeter one. I like that too because it's big. I don't know why the gripping of the bigger handles feels better, but I don't actually have a Fiskars one. My mom just bought a Fiskars one, though. She bought a little set. I think a set. Yeah. So, yeah. I can't see the snips on my mini tablet. The yellow on the Omnigrid. That went too fast. Bothered my eyes. Yeah, I don't know why I can't. It's not that it bothers my eyes. I guess it's just I can't read them right. The ruler that you sent me, Teresa, I can read really good. I'm still not used to the two turning it. One side is a half inch number, and the other side is a whole inch number. So I'm not used to that yet. The grip also is amazing, but I'm also not used to this. These rulers I could just slide over the fabric to my next number. That ruler I have to pick up and move. I've used it a lot today because earlier I was in here cutting fabric I couldn't sleep at nap time and my head hurts, so I was just in here cutting more pre-cuts up. And yeah, I was doing 5-inch squares from the 5-inch square need to pre-cut bin. So yeah, I was using that one, and I kept wanting to pick it up, and every time I laid it down, it was like, how is it ending back up at the 1/2-inch side? So I'd turn it around, I'd walk away, but what I'm doing is I'm accidentally coming from this end of the table and that end of the table. So when you lay the ruler down after using it on this end, I went to pick it up, and the 1/2-inch would be on the opposite side. So that's what was screwing with my brain. But I'm usually all over the room when I am doing that. So yeah, I made some more pre-cuts today, filled my bin with more that it doesn't need, but it's there. So my 2.5-inch square bins are all now so cram-packed full that I cannot put any more fabric. Like, they are so full that the tops are coming off because there's nothing to, oh my God, I don't even know what the word is. Yeah, I probably need to stop cutting my scraps up into pre-cuts for a while and just keep the scrap pre-cut bin filled to the side over there and just not do anything with it for a while. Because yeah, I've filled up all of my tubs. I made and it was not very full in the beginning, a strip bin. I started off in a regular, I gotta show you this. I started off in a regular shoebox, like just a long shoebox, a long skinny shoebox. And I have overflown. My strips were in a box like this size originally. They were just in like a regular shoebox size, kind of a little bit taller, but still. They were in a box that size. And now, these are all my strings. It is a big, huge, they're laying this way, this way, this way. They're laying every single which way. And with strings, it's usually like something that's 2.5 inches to 1 inch is the smallest, as you can see. These are my strings, and this thing is literally full. Some of them are long strips, you know, some of them are not. I just kind of threw them all in here. So this is all strings, and my 2.5-inch bin. Oh my goodness, that has exceeded as well. I gotta show you guys this because it's way. You see how high it is now over? It was like about right here, at this line about right here. And now it has, if I had a lid, I wouldn't be able to use it. So for those of you who don't know, this is my 2.5-inch pre-cut bin. Like what you would use as a jelly roll. This is my own personal jelly roll bin with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. 100% all the way to the bottom. So if I was to pick it up, you would see lots and lots of different fabric. These are all my pre-cuts that have now gone over the top of this tub. So now I need another tub because this tub is now too big, heavy, and too full. Just like my 2.5-inch squares. So it looks like I either need to make things or stop cutting fabric up. Because this is my bin. This is the bin that I just put scraps in that I want to turn into pre-cuts because it's too small to put into my under 1/2 yard drawer. So they go in this pile, and then anything left over from making a pre-cut creates string. And then the strings go in the string bin, and all the pre-cuts go in the pre-cut bin. And as you can tell, I just have way too much time on my hands. So yeah, these are all overflown. All of my quarters that I've been making myself, those are all overflown too as well. Oh, the only thing I haven't filled up too much is my 5-inch pre-cut bin because I moved it to a bigger bin. Sorry, I had to close the curtain. So yeah, my pre-cuts are exploding everywhere. I think what I'm going to have to do, I have a really, really long, it's a really long tub. I'm just going to grab it because it's easier to talk about something when it's right here. I have this tub. It's like one of those under the bed tubs. I was kind of thinking of putting my 2.5-inch jelly roll strips that I make myself in here because the width from here to here is like a jelly roll strip, and I could just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably like 12 rows and then fill this up, but then I would never be able to pick it up. So what I would do is have to slide, since it fits under a bed, it would slide under my big long table desk thing. I think this would be better, and then I could pull all that junk out, you know, that's under there and have it all in one thing. And I could put the colors all on one side and the solid strips on the other. So yeah, that's my plan. I think that had Christmas decorations in it or something. I don't remember, but whatever it was, it's just sitting in here needing to be filled. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That looks like a fat quarter. Oh, that piece of fabric, it wasn't a fat quarter. It's smaller than a fat quarter. It was only like probably 11 inches long by half a. So it was, fat quarter part was cut off. Less than 18 inches. Wrapping paper tub. Yeah, whatever it was. It had Christmas supplies in it, though, I think, originally. But anyway, I'm going to fill that with 2.5-inch strips, I think, and then change that tub to maybe my 2.5-inch square tub. I don't know. I might need to have a lid on my 2.5-inch square tub, though. I'm going to get a tub like that, put my strips in it. Yeah. I have, well, the thing is you guys have seen that desk when I did my room tour, or I guess tour, whatever, when I described where I put things and how I keep things. That desk is really wide. It's not even a desk. It's like a TV stand or something. I don't even know. So it has lots and lots of room underneath it. And there's my daughter's sewing box under there, which can go in the closet now that the other, you know, my other daughter's stuff is not in the closet. So there's plenty of room to keep all the like sewing supplies near each other, but her little box can go in there. And the rest of them is just like, I think they're scrap boxes. So maybe if I put all my strips in the one box, slide it under, and as I need something, I can just pull it out, sit on the floor, dig through it. Because I usually just pull. Sometimes a jelly roll will have something I don't want in it that doesn't match up right, and you wonder why it's even there. So sometimes I'll pull that out and replace it with my own. And since I have such a large variety, I usually can match up. Homemade cocoa. Ooh, yum, Vicky. Yellow on the on. Okay, I saw that. I can sew anymore without my line. I can sew anymore without my lanyard with my little scissors on it. I am still new to quilting. Any recommendations for other live streams? I watch Tiffany and Mom and Pop. There is. Why did I put those on the same side? Tea quilts. for quilting. There is Leah Day for quilting. There is Angela Walters for quilting. There is Quilt in a Day that I think it's called Quilt, the one with Eleanor Burns on it. I don't remember what the channel is actually called. There's that. There's tons and tons, but live stream wise, I watch the same ones. I just started watching Beverly is her name. Vicky, what is her name? Sorry, for the life of me, I cannot remember her name right now. I just started watching her. She does landscape quilts right now. She was doing regular quilts for many years. Not very many people on the live stream, but very good conversation with the people that are. So, how about doing a video on your favorite quilting? And I was going to do that, Anna. What I use quilting tool wise, I just haven't done it yet. Just like I do need to do the walkthrough video of my long arm, because a few people have now bought the long arm. Congratulations to all of you, if you're watching now or watching later, have now bought a King quilter and would like a refresher video. So for those of the 3 of you that have bought one now and need that, I need to get the video done. I just haven't done it because, well, yeah, it's only been a couple days since I said I would. I will get that done. But yeah, I can probably, I don't know about review, I guess, my own personal thing, because I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I guess I can just do my own personal review of certain items in a video, Anna, as soon as I get a chance. You have to remind me like separately in a message or something. I think that would be easier. I tend to get things done if somebody tells me to do it all the time. Or else I don't get it done. I thought you got it as a gift. Which one did I get as a gift? What did you think I got as a gift? Use my creative red rulers, and then the other one I use when I don't want to move at all. I use creative red rulers. I use our Arteza, the Quilting Marine used one, so I ordered it and love it, and it was fairly cheap. Yeah, I don't use any of the other stuff. Let's see. I need to work on my scraps. Well, then work on them, Misty. It's not much work, really. Just sit here, and if you're just watching TV and stuff, I mean, I'm not really paying attention. There's my little stack that you guys can see. I'm not really paying attention. I'm not sewing too fast, and I'm not, trying to pay attention to what I'm doing, sort of. All right, now I need to opposite way this one and this one, because I put them in the right direction and not the wrong, or the wrong direction, not the right, whatever. All right. P2 Salon has a free pattern called Traffic Jam. I believe she uses 2.5-inch blocks. Teresa says, how about I fly you to Kentucky so you can organize my scraps? Sounds like a great idea, but right this very second, I cannot. I need to get my MS stuff under control, and I don't think I actually ever told you guys. I didn't want to worry you guys before the Christmas and stuff, why and what's been going on. So maybe I can actually go into that real quick right now. Those would be great block swap with T. My Arteza looks exactly like your Singer. Oh, the rotary cutter. Yeah. I've seen them, but I think I saw that. Tammy says, looks great. I will get a tub like that for my strips. Okay, I think I saw that. You need to put those strips to make more quilts. You need to use those strips to make more quilts. I know. The plan is someday to just make a bunch of random everything. Just have fun with my, stuff. Someday. When I get the chance. Hi, Sue-Ann. From Missouri. So Jordan Fabric, Missouri Star, all those guys, but Missouri Star does lives. Jordan Fabric doesn't do lives. I'm pretty sure she asked about live chats. So I don't know. There's lots of them though. If you want, type in the top search bar. This is what I do sometimes when I'm looking for something specific. Like I like to listen to rainforest song, like rainforest sounds and stuff. They have 24-hour live streaming of sounds and stuff, or the sounds of zoo animals, or the sounds of crickets, or the sounds of whatever you want. You search it in the top, in the YouTube bar, in the search bar, type quilting live streams and see what comes on, because my videos, in all of my videos, because I'm a YouTuber, there's a tag. So anybody that types in quilting, I will come up with related. Quilting for beginners, I will come up under related. Obviously, probably way far down because I'm not as popular, but the saying is there. So if you put quilting live streams, it'll pop up with whoever's live streaming that's quilting related, and or a video that has been made from live streaming, and you'll learn their times just by watching a previous video of theirs. So it's not that hard to find a ton of live streams, but there are lots and lots and lots of quilting people out there to watch. All that has been named in this video so far, I watch all of them. I can't wait for their new videos every week, for those that do post videos. I definitely have lots of fun watching their videos, and sometimes I make the things. Sometimes I just look at it and go, what can I make differently than what they've made? Then my brain starts turning. And I have made quite a few Missouri Star quilts, and I've made 3 or 4 from Donna Jordan's tutorials that I had to go and buy a pattern for. Daybreak was one of them. I had to have the pattern. I saw it, and I did it in the wrong colors. It turned out great, obviously, but I did it in Christmas fabric, so it didn't, I don't know, wasn't the greatest. Let's see. Our Time to Quilt. That's the one. Thank you, Deb. I knew it was something. Thank you, everyone. I've watched a lot of videos, but I love the live streaming the best. So exactly, yeah, just search in quilting live streaming or quilting live streams so you can find out, and then you'll just have to pay attention to their times. There's a lot of people that come on at certain times. Like I come on around the same time as another lady that I watch that's a bag maker. So I always end up catching the end of her live streams because I'm on at the same time. If any of you guys watch So Sweetness, that's who I'm talking about. I watch her videos. So I'm like, I try to catch as many different things that I like watching as well. So that's why a lot of my videos are in the middle of the night or late at night, because not other quilters don't come on as late as I do normally. Other channels do that I watch, but not other quilters. Most of the other quilters are mostly daytime stuff, which is good for those that, like daytime stuff. I'm a nighttime person. So I was going to tell you guys of reasons. That's why I didn't want to worry anyone. So if you haven't noticed on my face, and some of you already know this because we talk all the time, but on my face, I had what you guys would have probably saw as a spot or a mole, or could have looked like a pimple even. And I still get pimples, trust me. I still have a couple on my face right now. I had a spot on my face, and the doctor said it was a basal cell carcinoma. He took one look, so I had to go to a special skin doctor, who also said when he first saw it, that is typical, average, 100% basal cell carcinoma. So they took a biopsy. It was precancer. Like, he thought it was going to be cancer, but I guess it's too fresh. It just started growing, so it had precancer cells. Unfortunately, precancer cells or no precancer cell, any kind of cancer, if it was precancer or full-blown, just any kind of cancer, anything with the word cancer, I cannot go on the MS med that I have been waiting for this whole entire time. The approval was there. Everything was sitting and waiting, but the doctor found out from my other doctor, because they're in the same office, that I had a basal cell carcinoma. Whether it's precancer or not, because there's cells that say the word cancer on or in my body, I cannot take that new medicine. You cannot have any kind of cancer on the medicine. So they called the company, everything got dropped, and they tried to call me in something new for people that, even if it's just pre-cancer, any kind of anything that was safe for somebody with that. Nope, it didn't get approved either. So now I'm on the wait for a new medicine that I can take that can be approved, whether I have pre-cancer cells or no cancer cells. I don't really care because it was skin cancer and it doesn't matter. But the chances I take of it escalating, so it would have been one little spot on my face, the chances of it escalating further into my skin and causing me to have a ton of them was really high. So I cannot take the medicine. So now I'm back to square one on waiting for insurance approval for more medicine for my MS. So that was the bad news that I didn't want to worry anyone about, is I can't start my meds. That's why I went on the antibiotics that I just recently went on, steroids that I just recently was on, because I was waiting and I went into an MS flare. Like, the medicine was approved before the MS flare and I just randomly went into a flare. So yeah, I cannot be approved for it now. And that medicine was 100% fully covered by insurance and everything. So I kind of got screwed because all the other medicines aren't. So I have the choice. I can go back on the Copaxone, which is injecting myself every other day. I don't mind injecting myself at all. Like, I never have. It doesn't bother me. It's the fact that it leaves welts all over my skin. So if I had to inject right here on the back of my arm, I'd get a welt. So in 2 days, I would inject my belly. So in 2 days, I would inject my leg. In 2 days, I would inject the back of my other arm. By the time I went through that whole round a month later and I ran out of spots to poke myself, I would still have that original big, huge welt, as well as big, huge welt, as well as big, huge welt. So I was running out of spaces to poke myself, and it takes like 2 months for each welt to dissipate under the skin. So, I mean, I don't mind giving myself injections, but I also didn't see too much difference in having MS with my symptoms and flares and stuff while on it. The only thing that was different while I was on the injections is I think I had more energy during the day. I'm a lot more fatigued off of it. So I think that the fatigue was a big thing. And there's a couple things that I noticed, that are different. Like, I was having a less numbness and tingling in my legs, and now it's like constant. It's like my legs fall asleep every 5 seconds, and it sucks. So, I mean, there was little things that I was noticing, but not big. So I don't know if I would want to be back on it, or if I want to wait for a pill form that is approved for me. So yeah, that's why I didn't say anything, because I didn't want to worry anyone, And then I also had a tumor on my leg, so I had to have them biopsy that as well. And now it's not healing, and I have a big hole in my tattoo. Go figure. But that's okay, because it's just a tattoo, right? So yeah, that was the going on stuff that I didn't tell anybody about, that I kind of just kept to myself and waited for holidays to be over so that nobody would worry. So yeah, okay, where was I? Look up YouTube to inspire demos. Excellent, great, good night. All right, Linda said good night. See you next time. Sure, I'll hear from you, Tiff. Okay, Linda. Faith said no. Misty said sweet dreams to Linda Denton. And I don't know you by. I know you by fabric. Have Walmart, and have you noticed they are selling some by the foot, and I think it is when they put it on clearance, but my Walmart does not have clearance fabric at this time. I always buy fabric. I mean, I buy a lot of fabric from Walmart, but I don't really buy as much colored fabrics, or not colored, but prints from Walmart. Walmart is mainly where I go for my solids. Just so that you know, Linda, I mainly get solid fabrics from Walmart because of the selection online. Walmart has a very, very, very large selection of color online in the Waverly brand. Surprisingly, some people would be really surprised. And it's not just from Walmart. Some of their stuff on Walmart.com comes from Overstock.com or comes from other quilting and sewing related stores. So you have to check online, but that's where we go because I think the Walmart.com app finds the best deal from wherever they can get it, and then it ships to the store or it ships to your house. So it's not always Walmart brand stuff, but it is the Walmart stuff. But when I go into the store, I do buy only by the yard. Never saw that they sold by the foot. So that's very nifty to know, but I don't think mine does it. We do get clearance fabric though all the time. My husband and I look for all the clearance fabric possible deals because that's how I get what I get is, you know, especially for making tutorial type stuff. A lot of my fabric comes from either Walmart or Tuesday Morning. So that way I can keep bringing you guys videos when it comes to making stuff from jelly rolls, layer cakes, and so on and so forth. So, and 90% of that is just so that I have a decorative piece in my video. So that's why I showed you guys 2 jelly rolls and opened 2 jelly rolls for the video when I could make my own jelly rolls, and you know it. But it comes easier from using it for visual for you guys. So that's the only reason why I do that. Live plays ASMR. I do the same thing with the sound of rain so if it helps us sleep. Yeah, I love the weird sounds. I listen to like, sometimes I listen to little drum beats or flutes or things like that. I don't know. There's tons of those on YouTube though. If you put it in the search bar, live stream songs, sounds, music, so on and so forth. There's tons of them. And I love Mom and Pop. Sue-Ann, Mom and Pop is fun. I watch Mom and Pop all the time too, guys. Oh my goodness. I knew about the cancer you had removed. I didn't know that you couldn't have the new meds. Yep, that's why I couldn't have my new meds. Oh, goodness, keep you in my prayers. I won't do the shots in my back that fill my sugar too high. Sorry if that's disappointing. Prayers for you. Are you talking about cortisone shots? No, it's Copaxone. It's the glutamine. It's the medication for multiple sclerosis. Those are the shots. It's an injection. It's every other day and or what they call 3 times a week. Don't help it out. But no, it's not cortisone. I don't do cortisone shots. I cannot stand them. There's no point. I just, last year, I don't remember if you guys remember, but I had my hips done, but I didn't have an external. I had an internal joint done on both hips, so I had to have surgery to do that, and they go in with a needle that's like that long and under fluoroscopic, whatever, fluoroscopically, and they go in with this really, really, really long needle to inject the inner side of my hips into the bursa. I'm never doing that again. Not only was it very, 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 very painful, like for the first 10 days after that, but it didn't do nothing once the pain went away. I had severe pain in my hips, like always. So I'm never doing that. There's no point in that anymore. I just got to deal with this. A tumor on my leg. Yes, I had a tumor on my leg in my, if you guys have seen me in shorts, I have a big tattoo above my knee on my right leg. Yeah, there was a tumor in the tattoo. And it wasn't noticeable by looking at it, but it was noticeable because it was mostly under the skin with like a bump on the outside of the skin. So, and now it's a disaster on my skin. Go figure. In the tattoo. And the doctor's like, yeah, I'm going to take off some of your tattoo now. I'm like, I really don't care, honestly, because it's not all that great of a tattoo anyway, but they can't get the whole tumor out, so that's the stupid part because it costs a lot of money. If he's had treatment to destroy her immune system, we worry about you anyway. The fabric people are pulling out of Walmart. My daughter who has their masses on Tecfidera. See, I can't do Tecfidera. That made me so sick. Tecfidera was the worst. Ever since she's been on it over 7 years. Yeah, see, it didn't do nothing for me but make me sick. That was the worst one of all of them. I was on Havasu. I don't even think there was a difference when I was on that one. And all the other ones, it's just horrible.
I agree.
Just found out about the Walmart solids earlier this week. I have prints but no solids, so planning on ordering a few colors a month or so to stock up. Yes, I would say stock up. They are so many color choices for the Walmart.
They have a pink, some desert sand that's $14 and some cents
For the whole bolt.
For the whole bolt, and
that's
they
8
have,
yards for $14.95.
It's less than that. It's like $14.67. And they have ink. It's called.
The color
it's
ink.
a dark blue.
A dark blue, and it's really pretty.
And that's $14.60 something too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always I buy her black and white on there all the time. Black
and then
is
he
$20.
buys me whatever's on sale. So we'll get
And
a
white
whole
is
entire
$22.
8-yard bolt, which is the backing of a quilt. If you think about it, all 8 yards can back a queen and king size, depending on the way you piece it, quilts. So you can have a whole cloth colored back, bam, just like that for $14 for a whole bolt. So, and they're random colors you probably wouldn't think to use in anything else, because yeah, they're not like the pinkish one I've used in 3 quilts now. So yeah, I mean, it just depends. Some of them you find something you're like, oh my god, that looks great with it. So the blue one.
I think I bought you 2 of the blue. I haven't bought
Yeah,
you. I only bought you 1.
No, I got 2 of the blue.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been getting me by the yard solids from Walmart on sale.
I buy the whole bowl. Yeah.
So that way I can make videos for you guys.
White's the most expensive one that we get, and that's $22. But black is only $20 for 8 yards.
I was all set to take Rizzoli. Well, that went too fast to slow the progression of ALS, but my neurologist decided that my progression was already slow and decided not to give it to me. Too many side effects anyway. Yeah, the side effects of the medicine that I was going to have was cancer. So that's why they can't give me something when it's even pre-cancer cells, because the side effect is cancer. So it would be multiplying my chances, and then I would end up with some random cancer, and it would probably kill me. So we don't want that, guys. We want Tiffy to be okay. So yeah, they're saying hi to you, Scott, by the way. So yeah, I didn't share that with you guys because I didn't want anyone to worry. So I'm waiting again. The newest one they just tried to call me in starts with an A. I don't remember what it was, but it was a pill. Can't take that either. And the one I got denied because it may cause cancer is called Mavenclad. So I can't have Mavenclad. But there are 2 side effects that are the big number 1 side effects in all of their info is may cause cancer and death. That's what it says on all their stuff. May cause cancer and death. So obviously, nobody wants me taking that stuff. I have a tangle going on here. Guess my bobbin wound funny and tangled up. All weird. How many times that happened to you guys? Tangling in the bobbin. If the kids would stop stealing my little brush. Oh, my goodness, where is that thing? Oh well. I'll clean it later. Oh my, yes, we want you here and safe. They will still worry. Scott always still worries too. That's why we made sure we took care of what we needed to take care of. Because when I first noticed the spot on my face, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just an age spot. Because honestly, guys, you can never see really close up on my face because my video quality sucks. But I actually have a lot of what I call age spots, but technically it's sunspots because I do live in Arizona. And that was another thing that the doctor said. Basal cell carcinoma is really, 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 really common among the residents that live here in Arizona because it's from too much sun exposure. And you guys know me, I'm a sunbather. I like to be out in the sun. So, and I do use lotions and SPF stuff like that, but not always. And when I'm in the pool, some of that stuff doesn't stay on, you know what I mean? So if sunblock comes off in the pool, it's not going to save me. And I don't really clump it on my face. So, and it's really common on the face. There it goes again. Why is it doing this? So, when I saw the spot on my face, I was like, okay, it's just a mole. But it was starting to itch and bleed and itch and bleed and itch and bleed. So I Googled, are moles supposed to itch and bleed? And I got results from Google saying no. And then it had a list of tons of different things that I totally did not have. Finally, I was like, there's too much to look up about this. I'm just going to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor, and that's the first thing he said. So I had it biopsied right away. Okay, something is wrong with my bobbin casing. I can't figure it out. Try the spring. Something's stuck under it. It's probably telling me it's time to stop sewing for the day, Tiffany. Here, Tiff, are you happy with the quality? Oh yes, I love Walmart solids. I don't give a crud what anybody says about it to me. And I've bought Moda solids. I've bought Kaufman solids. I bought every kind of solid that you can buy, especially the ones I hate the most. I can tell you right now are Country Classics. I hate Joann's Country Classics solids. I hate them absolutely. I think that is the worst absolute fabric in the whole entire world. Walmart's is like, quality wise, it is like the Lexus of fabrics compared to that Country Classics at Joann's. Oh my God, I will never buy that stuff again. But one thing that the Country Classics do have going for them is they kind of feel like batiks. So if you mix them with batik, when you're finger pressing, they stay. Absolutely. But they are so thin. Like the quality is coarse and funky feeling, and I don't like it. Walmart's white is kind of see-through. It's not completely see-through, but it's kind of see-through. But there's like 6 different shades of white. The regular one that says just white by itself is kind of see-through. The color snow is not as see-through. Off-white, not see-through at all. I think it's what is the other one called? SL something white. That one's perfectly fine. Yeah, but I would say the quality of the Walmart solids are on the same as Kona cottons. To me, they all feel exactly the same. I don't think there's as much color choices, but there definitely is a lot, and they change every year. It's not the same every year. There's like 5 or 6 new colors. So, and it doesn't bother me. I like them all. I don't like some of the prints that Walmart gets in. I don't think there's enough option. There is when it comes to like Disney prints and getting fabric with Avengers on it, or themed prints with bumblebees or something on it. There's plenty of option when it comes to those, because I bought them out of all their flannels and stuff one year, like 2 years ago, and I did it even in a live stream when I brought it all home. I bought all the bolts that they had left because they were on sale for $1.50 a yard, and you can't pass that up. But they don't have as much of a choice when it comes to regular prints like Paisley's and music notes, or things like that. Like, they don't have that much, and what they have is what they have. That's the only thing. But the solids, on the other hand, if they don't have it online and you can't trust the color online, go into a store, a Walmart store that sells fabric, and look at the fabric colors. If you need to see it in person, because we've bought 2 colors now. When we held it was for a jelly roll, and one was for a layer cake. We held it up to the screen. We pulled it up on this screen. We pulled it up on that screen. We pulled it up on Scott's laptop screen. It looked perfect. But the color got here in person, it did not match at all. So beware of that. But white and black and gray, the color is cool gray, the most that I go through, because it's a soft, that's what this is. It's a soft gray. I use cool gray, white, and black, the absolute most. And now that he's been finding me the deals, I use dark blue, off-white, like a peachy pinky color, which you guys have seen. That yellow color in the Insomniac quilt, it looks kind of like butter, but it's actually like a cream. Trying to think of the other one. It's a rust looking color. I've used that. That's what the lining of a lot of my purses was. Fabric feels amazing to me. I mean, I've never had a problem. The only problem is every once in a while they shred more, but I think all fabrics shred the same, especially if you sew over it so many times or it grabs on something and gets stuck, it's going to shred it. Any fabric's going to do that. So yeah, I don't know. It's to each their own, whatever you want to buy. If you're on a budget like me and your husband hates that you have this problem of quilting, I would say stick with the cheap shit, because that's what I do. And I don't mean cheap shit as in the quality. I meant just the price, So the quality might not even be as good, but whatever. Some of the stuff that I get in that is scraps feels way worse than the stuff, that I'm using here. Some of it's even questionable if it's even cotton and if it's not a poly blend, because some of it has been poly blends. Looks like I'm mixing these whites now. So yeah, it's up to you, personal preference. I don't mind at all about any of this stuff. I use what I use because I'm cheap and whatever I can afford because I'm on a budget. So if you're on Social Security and have a budget, or your husband is working 2 jobs to just float your house payment and all your bills, but you still have this hobby and you need to keep it safe, I would say, go with the cheaper stuff. It's the same quality. None of your family or anybody that you're making these quilts for is ever even going to know. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? All right, I'm into the fact that I'm mixing colors now with all these, because now I'm out of the solids. And I'm not going to cut more. I'm just going to start sewing them together in 4s. I guess I'll alternate the colors, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I make the table runner. As long as it's blended and there's no white next, or no black next to black and no white next to white. All right. Oh man, I'm sorry you're going through so much. The big C is always scary. Well, that's why it was only pre-cancer, and I'm glad it was only skin and it was not any part of my body. Other than that, it's just preventing me from being on the good medicine, Diane, which sucks, but And I take the chance every single day because I am out in the sun. I sit on my back patio is where I go and smoke, and then I am a smoker, but I doubt I'm going to be the kind of smoker that ends up with lung cancer. Like, my dad don't have it, none of my other family members. Sometimes it's just something that, I don't know. Now, COPD might be something I end up with because my dad has COPD and every smoker in my family had COPD, but other than that, not very many cancers run in my family, so that was always something I didn't think anything of, especially skin cancer. I mean, it's something that can be removed easily, but still, once they start, and that's what the doctor told me, and this is what online says, once they start, it's like they keep growing. So once you get one, it's like filling up with another and another, and so on and so forth. And I don't want that, so now I watch my skin. But I have age spots, little white spots all over. It's like discoloration of my skin. And that's from years of being in the sun. That's my own fault, though. I like being outside. My daughter and sister-in-law and grandgirls live in Buckeye, Arizona. It's hot there, too. Nice piece of that needle in the bottom of the case. Oh, my needle that broke last night. I have no idea where the rest of it went. I had one little piece that got stuck right here, the little tiny piece that I pulled out of the fabric, and then the piece that was still in the needle. So there was probably like, I don't know, 4 millimeters of a piece that just disappeared. I'll probably find it in the machine when I clean it out. It happens. Well, let me tell you. Rare that I break needles during live streams though, but it happened. I like Kona solids pretty well. That's fave. So do I can even see through. I can see through every single fabric. I don't give a crap what brand you guys are talking about. All these cool brands, I could see through them all. And I would love to be able to point that out in person, but if you hold any fabric up to the light, even a black, I can see through it. I don't know what anyone's saying where you can't see through a fabric, because I've got tons of different kinds of brands of fabric, that things that get donated to me, some people that only buy at quilt shops. You can see through it all. Joann's has Kona. Yeah, I've bought it there. It's actually a little bit different. Hobby Lobby's Kona cottons. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but the texture is different. Go to Joann's and buy a yard of the same color, name, color, and everything of Hobby Lobby's Kona cotton, and even ask Scott. Those two exact places, they're different prices for sure, but one will have a color that the other never has. It's the weirdest thing. But go buy a yard of fabric from both those places, or even half a yard, so you don't want to really spend money, and feel them, burn them, cut them. They are literally 100% different. They are not the same company. I think they just throw a label and say this is where we're from, because it's not.
Scott just knows where the good prices are. I don't know about the fabrics and whatever.
Well, I'm just saying, because where I bought my fabric before, you know.
Scott's the
It's
price
like,
guy.
They feel exactly different. Just, you know, like,
you talking that white that we got?
oh my God, that one white was horrible.
That one white?
The one that
yeah.
I bought, one white that was supposed to be 100% cotton. I don't even remember the brand.
It was from Walmart. We bought
it. Was
white.
from Walmart, but it was a different.
It wasn't Waverly.
It wasn't a Waverly brand. It was another brand that they just randomly had in stock from another place. They don't carry it on the shelves. It's like a back stock kind of thing. Just like online has overstock.com and so on and so forth. Well, yeah, they bring me out this bolt of this white stuff that we ordered. It's absolutely crap. The crappiest crap I've ever used. That is the one brand, and the bolt thingy. I bought the whole bolt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I had to use up that whole bolt. It's somewhere around here. So if I come across it again in my memory, when I go to any other store or order online, I will never buy that brand ever again. Ever. There are some times when Tiffy just does not like a fabric, and that was the instance where I actually hated a fabric. But I used it. So right about the fabrics when you are giving it away. Who cares? Yeah, you're giving it away, or you're donating it, or you're auctioning it, or you're selling it. Do those people really know all these little pieces that you've cut up are actually from blah, blah, blah company? Honestly, it's the time and effort that you put into it, the love that you put into it, that is why the quilt is important to that person. Not because of using Kona versus Waverly or you get where I'm going here, using Andover prints over using Kate Fassett. You know what I mean? You get where I'm going here? Like, I don't know. It's not those things that matter. It's the love and time that you put into it. Just like me using sheets on the back of a quilt. You know how many of my family members and friends that have quilts of mine that don't even know it's a sheet? They probably thought it was a piece of fabric from somewhere. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. They just like what you made them. When it comes to supporting your local quilt shops, I'm not dogging any of them by far, because I do purchase from them, but I don't understand why their fabric. I've found, I've gone to a lot of quilt shops, and I've found, like, say something with princesses on it, the Elsa and Anna and so on. When I went Elsa fabric shopping, that same fabric at another place for 10 times more, because it was a quilt shop, when I could go to Walmart and it's $5.79 a yard, and it's the same company. Guess what? It's Disney, printed by blah 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 company. It's the same thing. It's the same brand, but one place charges more than the other. So just like online, you can go on Etsy and get, you know, quarter cut yards for $1, 79, and you go to the quilt shop in the same city and it's $3.79 for that quarter yard cut. It's just so that those companies make a little bit extra money, but in reality, we all know that online is going to be taking over the world. So those little stores, that's why 90% of them are closing. I hate to argue it. I thought about opening a quilt shop myself, but it's impossible when online is taking over. So, oy. Cool. What we have. It's all used and loved. I used to pick up cans off the road and get my fabric money. My back won't let me do it. You know, however you get your money to do it is however you do it. I watch kids. That's what pays for my problem here. You know. Yes, I also have COPD and I quit smoking in my early 40s. Yes, if COPD runs in my family, it's recent. Like, I don't know if it really runs in a family, but a lot of my family members have had it. And it's all because of being a smoker. My dad and mom both have. Same time, lost them. Mom still saved us, June Hansen, I, Tiff, and everyone. Hi, June. So I had to get dinner over with. What's going on? I am making quarter square triangles or hourglass pieces. It's a different word to different people. I'm making these for my table runner. I'll hold it up again. I'm just slowly doing this and chit-chatting, honestly. So this is my table runner. If any of you are in the group, you've seen this before in the group. That is my table runner that I'm putting together for my table because I already gave away other table runners that I've made, and I only kept one for myself so far, and it's on my table and been on my table. It's the colorful one I made 2 years ago with a, I forgot what I called it. I don't know, there's a video, a long time ago video, on there. How much are they, Misty? And I agree, Tiffany, you're right about Waverly solids. I am seeing 5 to 7 average, I think. You're very right about some fabric when it's Disney. Yes, I love my local quilt shop. She helps me in other ways that I can't get help online. Obviously, those things, but just know that someday everything's going to be online. And local quilt shops sell online. Our local quilt shops here sell online. And they have online stores because it just makes it easier. It's convenient for them to be local, but it's convenient for most quilters to just order online real quick. You know, especially if it's something that you've already purchased and you're just ordering more of that item. So this is a tone on tone, this white that I've been using. And some of it's facing the wrong way. It's time for this old woman to say good night. Good night, Faith. I'm sorry. Didn't know I was keeping you. No, it's good. No quilt shops in your town, Diane? What? Are you serious? We have 2. We have technically 3, but one's only open on Saturdays, and I have no idea where they moved to, and I never really went there because it's only open for like 2 or 3 hours on Saturdays. She's mainly an online store, so, which is what everybody is going to these days. Night, Faith. How big are you actually going to make it? I have no idea how big this is going to turn out. I don't even know how big it is now. I have not been paying attention or measuring anything. I'm just making these little guys to go around it next. I know that it's easy to get a correct number. This is for me. I don't know about for you guys, but when the last border that was on before you add something else was a 2.5. I have a very easy time adding borders if my previous border was 2.5, which takes it down to 2.25, which makes the next one have the half, if that makes any sense. pulls out that extra, you know what I mean? I don't know how to say it, but these are going to be 2.5 inches because most of them right there in that pile are 2.5 inches. So we're looking at 2.5 inches all the way around, all these little pieces. So it should be easy to add the next order without knowing any measurement, just putting them together and sewing them on, because that's what I do. But we'll look just for video's sake. Plus, I think I'm going to get off now because I've been on for 2 hours now exactly. It is 42.5 by 14.5 so far. So it's 14 by 42. That's right. And a half. No, let's see. Hold on a second. 20, 40, 142. Oh, it's actually 43 by 14.5. 43. Yep. 14.5. So it's 43 by 14.5 right now. Sorry, I was trying to do the math in my head and I suck at math. I've told you guys this several times. I don't know why my brain could not put numbers together, but I just cannot put numbers together. I sure have missed you guys. Hi, Debbie. Yes, I've tried tons of CBD type stuff. It doesn't do nothing for me. I went as far as edibles, which I've already said that in this video too, with the THC. That's for sleep. And it's supposed to help with other things like pain and stuff, but it doesn't help with that either. It just kind of gets me like high tired. But if I don't fall asleep while I feel that weird sensation in my head, I don't fall asleep. As goes to why I end up on here in the middle of the night. I'm going to get something to eat. I'll see you if you're on later. Okay, Pamela. My local two shops don't sell anything online. The one isn't even on Facebook. What? That's crazy. My Walmart only sells pre-cuts. Oh my God, my phone is going to die. I didn't even notice that just now. Good night. All right, good night, Brenda. I have to go the next town over to find a quilt shop. I sure have missed you all. The one local quilt shop owner actually works for Joanna Fabrics for years before she opened her own shop. She's 69. Any idea when you'll be able to get that new med? The latest one that she wrote a prescription for was denied. So she's just kind of, it's between my decision on going back on something different and or her research to make sure that any even pre-cancer cells won't, because the one I was on, the injections, is safe with even pre-cancer cells. So she wants to make sure, and it's like a co-combined talk with my other doctor to make sure that the things will go okay, because I don't want to start something that has that as a side effect and end up with problems. So, or worsening the problem I already had, which was a spot on my face, which most of it's still there. Not most of it, some of it is still there. The biopsy pulled the top, but because it wasn't full on cancer, it's not paid for by insurance to remove it. So it's just considered elective. So I'm not even going to bother with it. It's not going to, it's a long time growing thing. So it's not going to be like it's going to be back next month. It took months. So if it does come back, I'll just have it removed then. One enemy sells by the yard and pre-cuts. However, can't find anyone to cut the fabric. Yeah, that's the same here, Anna. Nobody's ever, the person that cuts fabric in our Walmart, she's the one that goes, she's there in the morning times. If you go in the afternoon, it's usually the photo department person that comes over. If you've got to ring a bell, and it takes forever because if they're printing photos, they can't come over to cut fabric. It's usually a double job, and or they'll call someone over the radio, and the person that comes to cut fabric doesn't even know what a quarter, half, 3/4, or a yard even is, besides the fact that there's a stick there. Like, seriously. They're like, how much did you need again? So I usually confuse them. I need 11 inches, or I need, you know what I mean? It's just fun, but not so fun when they don't know. But yeah, they never have anyone there. We have a quilt shop, but she doesn't carry Kona fabric. It's the slow growing kind. Oh, we're talking about me. Yes, that's what I have. A slow growing cancer thingy. All right. My phone is going to die, guys, and I don't feel like trying to read off that screen. And I got tons of YouTube. Some of you guys don't even know that I'm on YouTube Live because they're commenting on other videos right now. I don't know how that's possible. So maybe you guys will learn that this is what I do every Sunday. All right. So I really don't have many left to sew together. And then I just got to sew these the two pieces together. They're already prepped. But I'm just going to leave them right here because I'm kind of done. So I'm going to get off of here, guys. Oh my goodness, this is the closest we ever got. I got 38 watching and 30 thumbs up. So that's really close. Sometimes it's like 20 people watching and like 5 or 8 thumbs up. But you guys are doing really good with the thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I enjoyed hanging out with you for the last 2 hours, chit-chatting about nothing really important, honestly, while I make this junk. And just know with your scraps, if you're going to make the pattern I just released, put all your little scrap pieces in a little box. So look at all those half triangles right there. This whole thing, you can see it, it's to the top, is all those little half pieces. There was 160 the first time around and another 160. So I can either make its own little project with all these scraps, or I can use these on the quilt that I currently made, Floating Gems, and put a border on it. So just remember, you can save these if you guys want to. And my personal preference is sewing them like this because I get a bigger block, and I use it more pieces at a time. So that's just all up to you guys. Or you can make half square triangles, have fun with it, save your pieces. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, guys. Good night, Tiff, and everyone. Please take care of yourself for all of us, and we need you. Night, Tiff. All lovely company. All thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next time when I come on to make a purse in the middle of the night. Bye.